Hello, welcome. It is Wednesday, Friday,
Oh,
as Gabby
Wednesday,
was
Friday.
saying. Yes, welcome to Bio Journey Academy Live. My name is Anthony,
I'm Gabby.
and we are voice actors, and
Ooh.
we are here today to, have a good time. Open it up for everybody, right?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like since tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Happy early Thanksgiving,
Mm-hmm.
everybody. We won't be on tomorrow or Friday,
Nah.
but so today's kind of like also an open
Yeah.
forum day. So bring your questions, your comments, and we'd love to answer them and see what you got going on for Thanksgiving. Any projects happening. Real quick before we get going, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as always. Hit that
Mm-hmm.
bell notification, and yeah, so when we go lives.
Yeah.
Let's see, who do we
We're
got?
here if you're, still thawing your
Yes,
bird and prepping for the feast and all that good stuff. And
that's right.
yeah.
The feast. We have
Mm.
a couple Thanksgivings, by the way. We don't just have one. One's not enough. We have a couple
I
because we
usually
go
do
because there's
that.
family, right? Like
Yeah.
so, we go down. There's family in North Carolina, and
Mm-hmm.
then but in the Outer Banks, and then we come back up here, and there's family here. So we have like
Mm-hmm.
multiple times. It'd be interesting. Like if we all got together, that would be nice at once. But no, I can't do that. So we have
No,
multiple.
same. I feel like most people have multiple Thanksgivings.
Right.
Usually I do a pretty banging Friendsgiving every year. This year I'm skipping because
Ooh.
of the construction. But
Oh
I
yeah.
still have, this
Oh
is
yeah.
so funny. I have a
A
girlfriend
friendsgiving. I
who,
like that.
yeah, I always do a Friendsgiving because my Thanksgiving really is a Friendsgiving.
Hmm.
In general, I have a girlfriend coming over tomorrow and she's like, well, I couldn't decide. So I've got a ham and a turkey. So we've only got like maybe, I don't know, 10 people, and we're
Right.
going to have prime rib turkey and ham. So, yeah, I expect a serious meat coma coming up.
That's what
So,
I'm talking about.
yeah.
I love it. So I wanted to talk about a couple things today. First, I mean, although they're quite different, they're really opposite directional stuff. So I think one involves NDAs, and I had a job today come in, but there was NDAs and having to manage, just navigate all that.
Mm,
And then the other one is totally opposite, and it's talking about Academy Voices and something really special we're doing with selling and numbers and stats and statistics
mm.
and things. So I love numbers, stats, and statistics.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we're going
yeah.
to talk about that. Okay. So it's so funny because again, I'm that weirdo, because I love, just like I was in theater, I do the musical and then I play football, and I've always been
And
this
then he'd
like.
go home and make a spreadsheet just
Exactly,
because.
and then bake, and then I love to bake. So I've always been just this really bundle of contradictions or whatever.
You're so quirky. I
I
love
know,
it.
but you know what? It's like, why not just enjoy any like all stuff, right? If you're into it, if
Yeah,
you're
for
into
sure.
it. Ooh, Alaskan salmon. I saw Alaskan salmon.
Mm,
Mozart turkey and Alaskan salmon. Yummy. I'm
nice.
super thankful. Oh yeah, a community and launchpad and all the excellent help and advice. Yes, absolutely. We love having you. And speaking of which,
Mm.
because Mary just joined us, so basically what we're doing is, I've been doing a lot of, all right, so everybody knows, or you haven't know, we're almost up to 450 audiobooks published on Academy Voices. We're getting very close. And we get a lot with that many audiobooks, and we sell a lot, so
Yeah,
we get a lot of stats, a lot of
right.
numbers, a lot of what categories sell, where they're selling, what platforms like Audible, Spotify,
Mhm.
Google, what types of categories sell better on this platform and that platform,
Oh,
and
okay.
what also, just in general, the numbers, data. And
Mhm.
I love, and it could be because of the educator in me, but I love the story that data can tell you, right? That numbers can tell you, because they tell you a story. It's always, what, I guess it's funny. I say I'm a bundle of contradictions, but did you take off your glasses? Are you taking a nap? I even think
I
she's taking
took
a
I
nap.
took my glasses off because I'm absorbing this,
It's like,
because when we
she's
get
like,
into,
here he goes.
numbers and all of this, like, I
Oh,
need to focus because my brain tends to just go boo. Ooh.
I'm not going to go like, okay,
And
I'm not
I
going to go deep into the number.
All right.
I was just pointing, I was going to say that with all the numbers, it tells a story. And I love stories no matter what they are, even the stories that numbers tell. So the point to all this is I started to see a trend, especially on Spotify. And basically, what I started noticing was that in a lot of our audiobooks, the ones that are doing very well, and you might think this is silly, but the ones you're doing very well have the majority, or if not the most, reviews. Now you might say, okay, well, that's duh. All right.
Well,
But
yeah.
here's the thing. Figuring out an algorithm on a platform sometimes is near impossible. So basically, when I go to anybody, just like we'll say we're audiobook narrators, and I'm saying to you, okay, you've done an audiobook or even an author, you've wrote a book. Now a lot of us feel like we're done. Okay. But the reality is we're not done. We have to now market our stuff in order for us to make any money from it.
Right.
Okay. And where I'm going with this is when I tell you, say, Gabby, go and sell your audiobook, you might be like, okay, I have like, where does that? So I'm like, okay, well, here you go. You go sell it on your social media. And you might be like, well, I mean, I set up an Instagram 10 years ago, but I'm not you, but I'm saying, people in
Right.
general,
No,
right?
no, I got you.
Or
I
I
got
have
you.
like, so I'm not really set up to really sell anything. And then nobody even looks at my stuff anyway. So I'm not going to sell anything on my socials. Okay. Well, you know what? Your email list, you need an email list. Sell your, well, I don't have an email list. I don't even have an email list.
Right.
Okay. Basically where I'm going with this is, and then I'm like, oh, well, your website, how's your website doing? I don't even have a web or my website. What are you talking about? So where we ask people to sell stuff a lot of times, and they're not in any position to even begin to sell because they're not even set up to sell.
Right.
So with all that being said, then what is like the simplest way to sell more? In this particular case, we're talking about audiobooks. Well, the reality is the best way to begin to sell these is just like anything else, and that is to get your title to the top of the list. So when someone searches and it comes up, it's at the top.
Makes
Right?
sense.
Just like anything else, right? Just like Google and your website and everything. So with that being said, we're always trying to figure out, well, then how do I go about, is there anything I can do besides like paying for ads on Audible to get my stuff to the top? And the answer is yes. Okay, there is. And one of the things that you can do, and it's a very powerful thing you can do, is listen and leave reviews. Okay. Now this isn't anything new. There's people who went through a whole phase of paying people for reviews, which was totally cheating and not good. And that's why kind of Audible did all this thing about verified purchases and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Because people weren't actually listening or doing it. Like they weren't doing anything. They were just paying random people from across the globe to set like in these. And what happened was it would have been, and the crazy thing is it would have been fine if it was just a singular person doing one account, but these people would set up like 50, 100 accounts under their name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just spam this stuff. And right.
It's not good.
No. So with all that being said, what we've done and what I've realized is I was like, okay, well, I need to do like an experiment. So I started experimenting with our own stuff, using Spotify, because Spotify has a premium account, and when premium, you can go in and listen to anything.
Okay.
Right? Like Audible, if you have a membership, you get a credit, so you can buy like one audiobook a month.
Yeah.
But with like Spotify's premium account, you can do multiple. You can do as many as you want. You can listen to them, and all of our books are in premium, so they're listened. You don't have to buy them. You can listen to them if you're in premium.
Gotcha.
Anyways, so with that being said, I started to do some experimenting. I would document where the book was, the audiobook was, like how many lines, rows, etc., and then leave a review and determine how many reviews it had when I left and how many it had after I left. Now, mind you, I can only leave one review, but I can tell you that after even 4 or 5 of these and recording these, every time I left a review, our audiobooks increased, depending on how far they were down, by multiple lines of like rows of 6 to 8 going up, or even getting into the first row.
Okay.
And now, mind you, I found that this was under a 24 to 48 hour cycle, depending on when you was. I think they They like set it like every 24 hours based on, the numbers.
Okay.
Now, of course, there's some more competitive than others. And, I realize that the time in which you also publish it matters, okay, in some senses. But this review group, or this review idea, I've always wanted to set up something where we as a group with the VO Journey and Academy of Voices came together and created some, I don't want to use collective, collective force. I don't know how you want to.
Sure. I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, strength in numbers.
Right,
Yeah.
strength in numbers, because I always felt like even with social media, and we know that the algorithms reward you extremely well for likes, comments, engagement.
Yeah.
Getting that engagement, so I always felt like as a group, if we could come to, you and I have talked about, actually, Gabby, you and I have talked about this for a long time. But as a group of people coming together, working together, we could really grow and push things that we want to push.
Yeah.
So I decided to put together a audiobook review group within, Academy Voices and A VO's Journey. And we have hundreds of people a part of our groups and everything. We love it.
Oh, yeah.
But it's we've just started. I just started this today, and I've had some people join already.
Okay.
And it's very, very exciting. All you have to do is you're in our groups. I posted it. You just have to post a comment under the video and stuff on the Discord and everything. If you're interested, I don't see why I couldn't be just, I was just people in the group to start, both of those places. But the idea here is what would happen is the beginning of the week, I'll send out an email with a couple of audiobooks that we're targeting. We're going to track them. We're going to listen to them. Here's the little thing. The cool thing is that if you have a premium account through Spotify, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too, because we have up to 100 redeemable codes that you can use to listen to for free.
Okay.
But the idea is we're going to listen to these. And here's the thing. You can leave a review on Spotify before you finish the audiobook. You do not have to go all the way to the end.
Okay.
All right. In fact, actually, I'll let you do it pretty much like after the first, minute or two. But I would recommend that you listen to as much as you can.
Yeah.
And what we'll do is we'll come together at the end of the week and we'll meet, talk about what we listened to, talk about what we're seeing with the stats and everything and how it's growing, and review and plan for the next week. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool thing. And I really would like to see this grow for a couple of reasons, not just for us selling. Royalties, well, one is, yes, selling. Royalty share, I've always said, is the greatest thing since sliced bread if we sell audiobooks. But you got to sell them. It's got such a bad name from ACX because people would do all this work and then they would never make any money because it wouldn't sell.
Right.
It wasn't that royalty share is bad. It's just that they got to sell. Right. So finding a way to sell them is the key to our success. Now, what does this also do? Early on in my audiobook journey, I learned that just like anybody else, authors, or especially indie authors, right? What do we all want to do? We all want to sell copies. We all want to sell audiobooks. So I thought, man, if I could figure out a way, if I could crack the code, if I could figure out a method to sell audiobooks to make sales, people would be knocking down the door to work with me. Because, even if I was middle of the road of a narrator, right, I could put out an okay product. But if I could sell, because in the end, what good does it have, again, to have the most amazing narration, amazing book if no one buys it?
Right.
No one sees it or listens to it. So these were my thoughts, but I never understood, like, how do I do that? There's always the challenge of actually doing it.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's always easy for Gabby and I to sit here and say, you gotta go do it. Right. And then when we actually, it's like, well, how do we do it? That's why we try to give you the how, like the methods. Like I'm really big about do methods. That's why, like a VO's journey is about like actually methodology.
Yeah.
Not just preaching at you. Right. So, but anyway, so the point is this is a first step in building that marketing channel to indie authors and other publishers for more paid per finished hour work as well. Because I know I want to go to a place, and think about it this way. This is a whole nother topic. ACX is the only place that offers royalty share audiobooks for indie authors. No other place does. Like, right? So authors are probably, every other place charges because they've got to use, right?
Oh,
They've got to pay
okay.
their bills.
Okay.
Right? Because those other places, especially ACX is the biggest offender, they offer no support. When you know this, people who've worked in these platforms, once you publish stuff, once you do stuff, there's no like, hey, here's a marketing packet, or
Right,
here's
right.
nothing. There's nothing. It's like a bucket and a shovel, and they say, may the force be with you. Right? They send you out back. that is just the way it is.
Bucket
right?
and a shovel. I
That's
love
it.
that.
Good luck.
That's
So
great.
the point is that if we were to change that, imagine the ability for us to market to authors, and Mila saying, not only do we can produce these things for you, do it darn well, we're gonna sell it, and we're gonna actually make you make sales. That changes the ability for us then to offer royalty share, because then royalty share actually sounds appealing. Again, royalty share is great if we sell. So selling is the key. And I think a lot of us, which I love, we focus on our craft, which is so important what we do. We're actors. We have to act. But part of all this, again, in the end, is we are commercial voice actors.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
I've done so much talking, Gabby. Do you have? I think I've literally talked for 15 minutes straight.
I think this is fascinating, and I mean, clearly you're very passionate about this, so I get it. I love that you've effectively created a review crew.
Right.
This to me is just another way of taking control and us being responsible for our own successes. I mean, look, it's not any different than any other interaction based, social media based, engagement based system where, yes, there has to be activity to get results. So you kind of found a potential, line in the code that can be organically manipulated. And I think it's great.
No, thank you. And here's another cool thing is I was looking through the numbers, like for example, on Spotify, we have perfect example of this is our Jack and the Beanstalk. I'm always talking about this because it always fascinates me. Jack and the Beanstalk, narrated by Jason Tibor. It's number 1. So if you go on Spotify, you type in, Jack and the Beanstalk, it's 18 minutes long.
Oh,
he's making, I would tell you what, that was bad. I shouldn't say what he's making, but it's hundreds of dollars a month for one audiobook that's 18 minutes long, getting thousands and thousands of listens. Now, Jack and the Beanstalk, clearly that's a title that is well known and everything. The reason I bring it up is because it's number 1 on Spotify. It's 18 minutes long. I mean, who would not kill for a couple $100 every month in residual income?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's fantastic. That's one audiobook that will keep giving, and it's not like it's going out of style.
No.
So the point I'm trying to make is because it's number 1 and it has those reviews, has more reviews than anyone else, it's in that number 1 spot. Interestingly enough, a lot of our audiobooks are making a good deal of money, not in the number 1 spot, and they have no reviews. And as I was going through, because I've been going through, like I said, over the last week or two, really looking at our stuff and seeing, targeting Spotify, because we get a lot of money through Spotify from Academy Voices, is that it's like, wow, this is really something. And I look through a lot of other places, that review process, that sharing process, that getting it out there, it's a big deal. And I would say for everybody listening, the very first thing you could do, so they're like, well, okay, I don't want to necessarily be part of that company, but is there any advice you got for me right now? So this is advice I'd give you right now. It doesn't matter whether or not it was you or not, but any of the books that you've narrated that is out there, it's okay to go listen and leave a review. Your own, it's fine. It's funny. I was talking to somebody earlier, like, what do I say if it's my book? Say, leave an honest review. I liked the book. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed reading it. Did you enjoy reading it? I mean, that's not a lie. I mean, get your friends.
It's not any different than people who comment on their own social media post or who like their own social media post. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, I agree. And I think we are not actively as narrate or, in the narrator sense. So I think it's a little different than commercial, but in the narrator sense, we're not actively going beyond just the delivering of files. Like we deliver
Yeah.
a file and we're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I did my duty. It was a lot of work. I'm exhausted, which you are. But then it's kind of like, well, this was kind of like, what did I do all that for? This sucks. Well, trust me, it does not suck when money rolls in.
Yeah.
Okay. I think, and that's something that we're going to be doing a lot more in the. It's a dog. There's a dog that just came in.
Hey, pepperoni.
They're walking out. Anyways, so yeah, so that's kind of what I'm really super excited about right now. I know I've taken up all the time today.
I think it's great. I mean, so look, it really does. There's other things I could equate this to in the commercial sector, things on YouTube. I mean, I feel like there are opportunities for us to get more involved with our projects than we realize on the back end, and it just is putting in a little extra work. No, I love this.
Absolutely. Well, listen, guys, if you are here and you're part of VO's journey or Academy Voices, just message me, through the channels you want to be a part of this. Yes. And we'd love to have you. I think last time I checked, I already had a bunch of people signed up. So the more, the merrier.
Right.
And, we're going to get this thing. I mean, like, I'm so thrilled about where this could take us. And by the way, this can become a huge marketing a marketing promotion for us to make more money through also per finished hour work.
Yeah.
It will attract authors who want to do work and get their work seen and actually sell. Okay. So this would be a huge thing that no one else really offers. They don't offer.
No, I love it.
All right, gang. Well,
cool. Well, have an awesome Thanksgiving, guys. And we'll be here with you on Monday, probably fat and sassy, couple pounds heavier.
I love it. Fat and sassy with a shovel and a pail and a bucket, and we're going to be ready. All right, you guys, have a good one. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye. See you later, alligator. Oh, I almost left the studio again.
Oh, no, don't
Sorry.
do that.
Okay, bye for real. Bye.